work.
Welcome back for today's report. As we look to those headlines, one of America's oldest and largest dairy companies became the second major milk producer to file for bankruptcy in the last 2 months. Borden Dairy Company said it cannot afford its debt load and its pension obligations. The company said it also has been hurt by a drop in overall U.S. milk consumption since 2015. Borden noted that more than 2,700 family dairy farms went out of business last year alone and that 94,000 have stopped producing milk since 1992. Dean Foods, America's largest milk producer, filed for bankruptcy November 12th. Borden has 3,300 employees, and it's unclear whether the company intends to stay in business long-term or liquidate. According to its bankruptcy filing from January 2019 through December 7th, Borden reported a net loss of $42.4 million. The company's history dates back to before the U.S. Civil War, when its founder, Gail Borden, developed the first successful commercial method of condensing milk in 1856. And many in agriculture believe that the mislabeling of imitation dairy products have misled consumers. And as we head into 2020, two major actions provide cause for optimism regarding a change in labeling enforcement at the Food and Drug Administration, according to the National Milk Producers Federation. First, the Senate confirmed Dr. Stephen Hahn to leave the FDA back on December 12th. In an exchange with Senator Tammy Baldwin during his confirmation hearing, Dr. Hahn stated his support for clear, transparent, and understandable labeling.
How will you enforce FDA regulations against all plant-based imitation products that use dairy terms?
I'm in favor of clear, transparent, and understandable labeling for the American people. American people need this so that they can make the appropriate decisions for their health and for their nutrition. I very much want to look at this issue when I get to the FDA, if I'm fortunate enough to be confirmed, and I will work with you in your office to assess that. I would like to point out that this is consistent with what I said around science, data, and congruent with the law. It's a really important part of what FDA does.
Now, more recently, the House and Senate included language in the final fiscal year 2020 government funding measure to urge FDA to complete its job and enforce dairy product standards. Both the House and Senate versions of the Agriculture FDA bill report include language reaffirming bipartisan congressional concern with mislabeled imitation dairy products and directs FDA to enforce its rules on labeling. We'll be right back. On Friday, we will see the first World Ag Supply and Demand Estimates report for 2020, but USDA is issuing a disclaimer for Friday's new forecast for U.S. ag product supplies, export stocks, and prices. That disclaimer is that this report is based only on conditions and policies in effect when the forecasts are made, and that the Phase 1 trade deal with China won't be factored into the report since it will not be signed until January 15th.
We still don't know many of the details about what's in that agreement, so there's not a lot that we can do in our analysis to incorporate any expectations for what that deal would imply for agriculture. But even if we knew those details, I mean, the fact is the way we do our work is we don't count any trade deal until the ink is dry. Just the anticipation of that deal has helped to support prices.
Now, that anticipation, along with the recent Chinese purchases of soybeans, will be factored into the report. Have a great day, everyone.